What's going on out there, everyone? Hinterland Customs. Been a long time because I haven't gotten much built, but some of us do have other things going on or have a lot of excuses, and in my case it's both. So I'm trying to get back in the saddle and get some more stuff built. I did get something built. I got this Focke Wulf built. I like Focke Wulfs. I've always liked them. I think I don't have anything against the Messerschmitt BF 109 that everybody fawns all over and has millions of fanboys across the nation, across the globe, that love it. Nothing against that plane whatsoever. I just like a Focke Wulf. I like it because it's robust. It's not in the limelight. It's, it's a little workhorse out there getting the job done. This is a Hasegawa kit, 1/48 scale. I tried to build it as the same as the box art, so if I can zoom out here. So there's the box art. You can kind of get an idea what that's supposed to look like, or allegedly by the guy that painted it. But yeah, it's I'm missing a few things on there too. I still need to technically maybe not done. Yeah, that's the FW190F8 cone scale modeling. He talked about plane building in one of his recent videos. Completely agreed with him on that. He used the word sequence. I was using the word process, but what he was saying was about when you build planes, it is a different sequence than if you're building a tank. And I'll add cars on there too, because I've built a lot of auto and quite a bit of armor. And when I building these, like especially these prop planes, but even the jet I built, that Nam era Corsair 2 U.S. Navy jet, it's just different building a plane. It's a different sequence. You have a lot of different subcomponents, but they're not all really flowing in a linear fashion. It's, I don't know, I guess I like to build more linear. Like step 1, step 2, step 3, project complete. Like that kind of in an order. When you build a plane, it's not quite like that. And again, I give myself some grace. I haven't built many planes. This is the second prop plane I ever built. This is the first one, the Japanese Mitsubishi Zero. And I love building this. This was a fun plane. These are cool. They're very cool aircraft. The World War II prop planes, you're working with kind of some timeless designs. They were kind of at their peak, if you will, in terms of the engine power of a prop plane at the time or what have you, and air superiority with them, just because it's just before jets are starting to, come onto the horizon a few years later. Anyway, I like a Focke Wulf. I made a lot of mistakes, and I learned from them. So next time I build one, I definitely learn from them. I'll say one thing I did on this was that I painted the cowling and the nose cone, and then I used decals for the other yellow parts back here. I just did that just to see what it was like. Like, what's it going to turn out like? What am I going to like more if I'm faced with that situation? I'm not, of course, going to try to paint the Wehrmacht, because that's a perfectly, like, I can't, I don't have masking for it, let alone try to freehand something like that. But if it's a stripe or something simple where I can tape off and do, a piece like this, a nose cone. I call those nose cones. I'm not sure what it's called. It's probably got a name, but right now, I'm just going to call it what I want to call it. But anyway, this also, I was going to say, this is Eastern Front Summer of 1944. And this is another thing I like about Focke Wulf. You can do a lot of different variations. So here's this camo, which is Hungary winter of 44-45. I thought that was cool, giving you some options, right? A lot of people complain about military kits if they're building something, like, well, I want to build it how I want to build it, and I don't want to be told what it's like. I'm explaining right there, just like I have with anything else pretty much I built military-wise. You always have some options. It doesn't have to be, it's not as stoic as you think. You can still be historically accurate, and you have different versions to do. You can weather it. There's a lot of different things you can do. So, that's another thing I like about it. It gave you some options there. I went with this paint scheme. Mixed the paint. Didn't have the exact paint colors. I think maybe I did with the yellow, because I feel like the yellow turned out pretty solid. And the others, me turn it over here. The light, my light's not great here right now. I don't know what's going on. Don't have enough light. Whatever. Anyway. Or I have enough light. I just don't have it positioned. The light's positioned in the right place. So I think if we tilt there and anyway, I think you guys get the idea. So yeah, love the Focke Wulf. Moving on from there, yeah, it took me a long time. I think that's the thing I find too, is if I'm struggling with a kit of any kind, part of it's probably, because I'm not putting enough time in during the sessions that I'm building it. Josh Rysdom, when he interviewed me a few months back, he asked me how long it took to build a kit, and I was like, well, that's kind of a hypothetical, because you can take a guy, I don't know, you say to some car builder that's almost in 24-hour build mode, building an EMT kit that's got less than 110 parts or something, and that guy might be able to build that thing in 16 hours, right? Somebody else coming along, that doesn't have a lot of time, they might get it done in 3 months. So that's something to think about, right? When you're building, it's like, I'm not looking at time like, oh, it took me 9 months to build it. If I'd really worked hard, I could have got this knocked out in a week, but it just wasn't the way life was turning out for me. So they get done in the time they get done. Another thing I'll give a shout out here. I got shop cards, shout out. Old Tom, Rambler 69. Got a new shop card. Always good to hear from Tom. Always fun to visit with him. Had a lot of great conversations with him through the years now. It's great to call him a friend. And he is definitely, one of those consistent people here in the hobby that's always putting out content and building some really cool stuff. And congratulations on retirement, Tom, I will say publicly. It's not every day that someone gets to do that, where you got to make the final call and walk out when you wanted to walk out and go home to your hobby room and spend more time in there. So that's good on you, man. I've got, moving on now, I've got one more shout out. I actually have another shout out, but I'm going to have to say it for another time because I can't find the channel. But my friend Greg, I know I need to give a shout out to. And this is Greg's Dioramas and Scale Models. He's on YouTube and Instagram. And he's currently serving in the United States Marine Corps in infantry. So he is while he's serving our country in his off time, he's been able to get into this hobby and build some dioramas, mostly, and doing a great job. For a guy that's only been in it a year, I think he's just been doing it a year less now. It's amazing how awesome the stuff he's made. He's really learning fast, I think, and he's gotten to experience some shows. He got to go to a couple IPMS shows. I think he went to one in Arizona, and I think he's gone to one in California there too. But always good conversing with him. He's a great friend, and totally support him and his channel. And he's also part of this, he's part of a podcast. It's called Micro Machines Podcast, the most ridiculous model making show on the internet. Go check that out from left to right on the symbols of social media. I believe the one on the far left, Spotify. Then you have Twitter, Facebook, Discord, Instagram, and YouTube. So go check that out. Then the other shout out I'll do on my next video, which I promise won't be another 8 months from now. Life's been busy. I will say before I leave off, rest in peace, Colin Stelma. Colin was a good friend of mine. He was a model builder. I met him through the hobby. He was on Instagram. His YouTube channel, he didn't really have many models on there. He was more showing at the time what his life was like in Japan. But he's originally from Idaho. Him and I, same age, same state. We knew a lot of the same people and stuff through the years that we'd known from some of the towns and some of the places that life had taken us. He was a great friend. He came over here a lot for shows. And anyway, sadly he passed away. Passed away in a beautiful area that he loved. It was his hometown. Just one of those things. It was just a shock. You never know when you're going to go. So, and that's a rule to a lot of you guys. I see a lot of bitter, angry, ridiculous things being still said by people all over on the internet. You never know when someone's going to go, so try to be kind. You know, you're not going to win the Asshole of the Year award. That's going to go to some guy in ISIS or Putin or somebody like that, you know, or somebody that's been a president. You know, you're not going to win that award. So stop trying to aspire to be that. You know, try to be nice to people. But anyway, Colin, super good guy. I believe he was part of some Styrene Syndicate hangouts back in the day. Had a Styrene Syndicate shirt he used to wear here sometimes. He also was a part of the Pricks of Plastic group. And those guys I know knew him pretty well as well. There were some guys in there that I had to inform what had happened. But yeah, nothing. It was just a health thing. He just passed away. He had some health problems, and his girlfriend let me know through through Messenger. I just got a message, and I thought, oh, cool. I wonder what Colin's up to today, and unfortunately, it was the kind of news you never want to hear. So anyway, that was really tough. It's been a tough year like that. I lost a lot of people, and I'm not using that as an excuse for not building, but there's a lot of things that can distract you in life that keep you from the bench. And the bench is always meant, I think, for us to get us away from life. That's the whole point of a hobby, I think. I do need to be in here more building and enjoying what I'm doing. I mean, if you would have told me 5 years ago, again, that I was building Axis planes, that I'd build a Zero and a Focke Wulf and I would enjoy the planes, like building prop planes, I would have been like, nope, that's crazy talk. That's crazy talk. Because it just wasn't something I thought of then. And anyway, just that is what it is, you know. Just embrace the friends that you got and the family you got. And, you know, if you're enjoying the hobby, then I can't ask you to do any more. Because I need to do that more. I need to do, you know, we all can strive to be better. I need to be in this hobby room more, building. It's ridiculous how much I have not got done. And I look around and I've got stash and tools and ideas and plans. And like a lot of you know how it is. It's like things come up in life, you know. There's weeks when I have not come into this room to build. So the fact it's a Saturday and I've been in here building is awesome. And I got a new airbrush. I got a new air compressor 6 or 8 months ago. But I'll go over some of the new stuff I picked up that's kind of helped out too. But everybody take care out there. Yeah, if you want a challenge, build a plane. I'm not kidding. Just be careful of the landing craft, because I broke my landing craft off like 4 times. Like in real life, they would say like, you're grounded. You're not allowed to touch the plane anymore. But they really do build out to be beautiful subjects to build. They're just, they're pretty cool. So hopefully build another one soon. You guys take care out there. This is Hinterland Customs. Until next time.